seems like everywhere you go these days, the talk is all about peptides. They're taking the health world by storm. And you might be wondering, what peptides should you be thinking about starting with? Welcome to Optimize and Thrive.
Hello, Barry. It's going to be another great episode. And I feel like very, very poignant these days because everybody's talking about peptides.
They're everywhere. You can be in the grocery store line. People are talking about peptides. It seems like everybody I talk to, everybody's interested in peptides.
Yeah. At the gym, like I definitely at work, right? I have so many patients that are asking me, like, if I was going to I don't know anything about it. I don't even really know what they are. But if they sound really good. If I was going to do something, what would I do?
Exactly. Well, this is the episode for you. So what peptides you should take and start with really comes down to what goal you have. And so we're going to cover the biggest three, and we're going to start with the aches and pains and injuries. So if you have an ache, pain, an injury, chronic, acute, there's one peptide in particular I'd recommend you get started with.
Yeah, that's BPC 157. So this one, amazing, really well tolerated. I mean, basically, I would say like no side effects, really. And it's an injection, but you can take it orally. And the injection, people would say for injury and repair, is better overall. But the oral one, I've seen some pretty cool stuff with it, actually.
Yeah, and there's some controversy over there about effectiveness between oral and sub-Q. But I'm going to recommend most people start with a sub-Q on this, and you're starting with relatively low injection. This one is phenomenal compound. It will essentially increase the amount of nutrient delivery and the signaling, essentially sending a signal inside your body to say, hey, go to these areas that are damaged and have issues going on and bring more nutrients there. Let's grow some stuff there, right? So it's going to increase the amount of nutrient saturation and the healing messages going to damaged areas. That's how it's essentially working at a very, very simple level. And this will have an effect over time. This is not like taking an aspirin. So the thing is, when some people who start BPC, they're like a day goes by, 2 days goes by, they're still feeling hurt or injured. And they're like, why aren't I feeling so much better already? Guess what? You did not take a pain medication. You did not take an aspirin or Tylenol. It takes your body a little bit for those healing signals to kick on and to kick in and for those nutrients to get there and the healing to happen, especially if you're in a state of disrepair and inflammation, which most likely people are. Think more like 4, 6, 8 weeks. That's where you can really start to see phenomenal results from BPC. And this is something I would recommend you run daily, either as one larger dose or in the AM, PM. It can go anywhere that you do a sub-Q injection. Because it travels systemically through the body, you do not have to do localized, although some people like to do localized.
They do. I mean, some people would say, like, I feel like it works better. Like, I have a shoulder injury. I want to put it in that shoulder. And that is fine because, I mean, it's going to go everywhere anyway, right? And it doesn't have to be every day, but at least every other day. But ideally, the protocol is every day, especially if you have something that's more significant that you're working on getting repaired. Now, I will say I've seen this many times and with myself. Like I did one injection first and a little tweaky knee pain, like within 20 minutes, it was like completely gone. And now, did it completely repair it? No, but I noticed it right away. And I've heard that from other people.
Some people do. Some people do. Some people don't. You tend to be a hyper responder, so that doesn't surprise me that you feel it right away.
That's a good point.
But when we're looking at actual repair and stabilization of that damage, we want to run it long term. So sometimes people get to that 4-week mark, they're feeling way better, and they're going to transition off the BPC. And I'm like, I would keep running it for another 4 weeks, run it for another 8 weeks, run it for a 12-week cycle. Let's really make sure that thing is locked down and repaired before you start to reload it or before you cycle off. Next up, let's talk about the second big goal people have.
Weight loss. Yeah, that's probably, I would say it's a huge goal for most people. And so we really love the GLP-1s. It's a phenomenal way to like jumpstart your metabolism, your food, dial down your food cravings and your food noise, and work towards like a better body recomposition state.
Yeah, absolutely. And for most people, this is going to be Retatrutide. That's what we're going to recommend. So if you're going to go in that route, Retatrutide. If you're going through a clinical route, maybe you're looking at a Tirzepatide, which is our second choice option. But these compounds are absolutely phenomenal. They're amazing. Start low, go slow, work with somebody who knows what they're doing. But these are life-changing compounds. They're absolutely incredible. I will be on Reta my entire life. It is in the forever peptide protocol plan for me. It's something that even after you achieve your goal weight over time and your body composition goal, this is a tool that will also allow you to maintain that. But besides the weight loss, there's a whole host of other benefits. These have incredible anti-inflammatory impact. They have benefit heart health, liver health, organ health, reduce joint pain. I mean, the list goes on and on. There's very few downsides, although some people will have very specific and certain reactions to certain compounds. That's why, again, it's important to work with somebody who knows what's going on that can help you dial it in and maybe change things if that particular compound's not working for you.
Yeah, I love that. And usually it's nausea. It might just be a little bit of nausea or constipation, something like that.
Yeah, and Retta has a couple other weird things that can happen. There is definitely the Retta fatigue. So some people can get incredibly tired on Retta, like debilitatingly tired. And the other thing that some people will have an effect with Retta is skin sensitivity. Their skin will become incredibly sensitive to any sensation. And I, at higher doses, did experience some of this where it was mildly irritating, but some people get it at very low dose and they get it in a very sensitized way where anything touching them, their regular clothes, air, skin starts to feel really weird, and it can be so intense that that compound's not going to work for you.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
It is interesting.
And good to know and good to be on alert for. Yeah.
Totally. Third thing that people come to the table and they're wanting more of, or they have a goal around, is energy.
Everybody. That's pretty much everybody, I think, these days. And I think we're going to talk about a combo, and one being NAD, which is not a peptide. It's a vitamin, right? It's vitamin B3 in its pure energy form, but we like comboing it with SS31, the peptide.
Yeah, absolutely. So NAD is one of those things that a lot of people are already kind of heard about. There's a lot of different ways you can take NAD. There's some controversy around NAD, like how much is too much, how much is enough, how often should you take it. I like low dose NAD, 50 milligrams a day, every day. That's what I like to do because I run it as part of a mitochondrial support stack, which mitochondrial function is energy function, right? I mean, the mitochondria, they don't just make energy. Let's like a simplified, yes, they are the powerhouse of the cell. They power your whole body. Without mitochondria, you would die immediately. Like there is no life without mitochondria. So their function is incredibly important. But we do need to, when we think about energy, how we feel, we should be thinking about how our mitochondria are functioning, because mitochondrial function is probably the most direct way that we can start to impact and elevate how much energy we have, our mood, our drive, our focus. All these things flow from our mitochondrial state.
Mm-hmm. And SS31 paired with NAD, SS31 is going to do that repair. That's where we're actually going to the mitochondria. It's helping the mitochondria perform better. And then NAD is going to be jumping in there to kind of move that energy cycle along, right? So the combination together, it's like you're creating this beautiful foundation that the NAD can work from, right, to drive that energy. And we like to think of cellular energy. You're like, well, that's cool that my cells have energy. Well, actually, that means that you have energy. You are your cells.
You're just a big collection of cells. You're just like a big mass of cells walking around. So that's all organized cells. And the more they're communicating, the more energized they are, the more their function is improved, the less inflammatory stuff you have going on, right? All of that translates to you feeling fantastic, looking fantastic, being able to do more and have more and achieve more in your life, right? And that's what we want for you. And it also drives down disease state. So the SS31 is something that you can run on the daily, and you can combo that with the NAD, so those two things can be done at the same time. And that's a protocol that you can run 5 days on, 2 days off. You can run 7 days a week. You can run it 3 days a week. Generally speaking, you're going to land on one of those three. As a one-time-a-week thing, I don't think you're really going to get that much from it. So I'd highly recommend you want a little bit more frequency on this one.
Yeah, you do. I mean, three times a week would be ideal. If you don't want to do it every day. And there is something like, for me, I really like going a little higher with the NAD. I like 100 or even 150. I can do that. And that feels amazing. And I really like doing it before the gym.
Oh yeah, this is a great before the gym stack. And then it's dangerous when you start talking peptides, because one peptide leads to another peptide.
Always.
It always does. Yeah. Because so we gave you those starting peptides. It's a great place to start. But just know that once you graduate, all of those have kind of levels you can graduate towards. So other compound you can move to, or other compounds that you can introduce in addition to that compound that synergize really, really well. And for literally every condition, every goal state, there are combinations of things that can be stitched together that then over time start to compound your results and get you even better results and start to address other systems and pathways. So it's really, really exciting. But in order to keep things simple, let's just land the plane on those three as three great starting compounds that you could put into your cycle, into your vitamin stack, your supplement, into your health routine today that will have a profound impact on your health.
Yes. And follow us. We'd love it. Please follow, like, subscribe, because we are always continually deep diving on the protocols that we have and that we offer. And if you have questions, we'd love to hear them.
Absolutely. You can join me in my free school. That's a great community, a great place for you to go. That's www.skool.com/optimize. That's a place you can come with questions. We welcome newbies. We welcome beginners. We welcome people who are just trying to get really reliable and great information. That's a great place to go. And above all, do research. Like, look into this yourself. Start to get educated. It can be a little bit overwhelming, but it can also be really, really fun. And we're here as a resource for you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for being here, guys. We will catch you on the next episode.
Be well.